Betsy Parkinson.
Here. I'm here.
Hey, Betsy. You're from Florida, right?
I am here from Florida.
That's nice. Damon Gassaway.
Here. I'm here.
Very
You got
good.
me? All right.
Jenna.
Here from California.
Oh. One in Florida, one in California. What are we doing wrong, JT? I believe everybody's present. Has everybody had time to review? Oh, better back up. How about public comment? Anybody for public comment? I don't see anybody. We're closing public comment. Everybody had time to review the minutes dated for January 27th? Any questions, comments, corrections, anything anybody wants to do?
Looks good.
I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented. Second?
I'll second.
All right, John.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Minutes pass 5-0. 6-0. Claim, everybody seen the claim docket dated February 24th, 2020. Any questions to the claims? Comments? Actually, we have a revised part of this. It was Jacob and Hefner. If you noticed on the actual bills, I inquired about $26,000, $26,342.37 dated December 22nd. If that was paid, and that has not been paid, but it is added to this. That number now is $96,502.43 instead of the $41,064.61. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
So we're up to date. We're not past due.
This is Damon. What about the damaged light pole? The damaged light pole. So RDC is responsible for everything that happens out there.
That was my next question. Nick, can you help me with that?
Yeah, the RDC has managed a lot of the things at Newport Landing as far as landscape maintenance and things like that until such a time that a property owners association would take that over. So RDCs are not designed to do long-term maintenance of right-of-ways, but the way that this development was originally developed, there's an intent that as it builds out, a property owners association would maintain a lot of the landscape and other elements within the right-of-way. So it'd be common for the Redevelopment Commission to do this repair. This also goes to insurance. So whether or not it's paid out of the RDC now, my guess is we have an insurance claim in, and there's a chance that we would recoup that cost as well. But other lights would go through Board of Works, but this being in Newport Landing, we'd usually run this type of thing through redevelopment.
Well, I have another question. Since it was hit twice, we have a clue who hit it?
I don't know.
I can add to that, Brian. So the originally light pole was hit back in the summertime. It took a long time. So the poles that are in Newport Landing are no longer manufactured, that model. So the reason that you see two light poles on there is because we wanted to buy an extra one in case another one was hit. So the one that was hit was replaced by Marquis Electric. The second pole that is in storage for backup is now needed again because we just have had another light pole hit, actually the same pole hit again. So we may want to look at moving that pole away from the turn. It's on the turn at the traffic circle. So when you turn by the Basso building, that's the pole that's being hit. On the right-hand side as you're traveling eastbound. Maybe we would look at moving that a little bit further from the curb than it's located now. So both of these poles were purchased because we can no longer get them after this point, and that's why we made that decision.
Is the invoice accurate, that we actually ordered them to do it on July 24th?
Yes.
Until now to bill us, or?
Damon, it is, and I'll be completely honest with you. I was shocked when I assumed that the bill had already been received and paid back in the summer, and I was shocked that we got the bill as late as we did. And I had a conversation with Marquis Electric related to that. So what occurred is they were waiting for, there's a on the bottom of the pole, there's like a collar that goes on at the base. That collar they couldn't order, so they didn't bill us, and that was the result of the billing. But it made it clear to them going forward that we cannot be ordering things and getting billed, 6 months later, 4 months later for that bill. But they did do the repair timely, so they carried that cost for a little bit. So, but going forward, you'll not see that again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Any other questions about the claims? Do I have a motion to approve the claim docket?
This is Damon, I'll make the motion. Yeah.
Mrs. Betsy, second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Nay? Anybody nay? Passes, claims pass. Don't forget now, it's another 96502 for that Jacob Allen. Claims have passed. Speaking of the devil, old business, Jacob Hefner Task Force Orders 4 for Environmental Consulting Services, Newport Landing Redevelopment Phase 2A Remediation Division B. Nick.
Yes, so Jacob and Hefner helped us with all of the on-site supervision for Newport Landing cleanup. They did a great job. They actually had a billing error where they hadn't realized a lab invoice that didn't go directly to them and kind of bounced around a few places. So we had been approving kind of an amount for them on a regular basis every month or 2 months or whatever we were doing, 2-3 months at a time. Because we were doing it that way and this invoice hit in a time kind of between there, they billed out their hours and didn't realize that they needed to cover those expenses too. So it was a little bit of an error, but again, the work was completed, the lab work was done, everything was done. So I think it'd be appropriate to extend task order 4 and pay them out for the work that was completed, and they do continue to assist in the closure documents with Geosyntec.
Have a motion. Or questions? Any questions about this?
You want to run one?
I didn't hear that.
The whole bar,
Was that? I couldn't quite. Who had
Repeat that, Damon?
Damon, did you have a question?
No, I'm good. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. You cut out on me for a second.
Okay, so old business. So I guess you need a motion here, correct? Take a motion. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve Jacob and Hefner task orders 4.
Do I have Second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Jacob Hefner passes. B, Kensington Development Partners Project Update. Nick, that's you.
And this is, Brian mentioned this briefly earlier, Kensington Development Partner Project Update. One of the things that I've been working on, and I don't know if Tom or Bert have more updates on the project, or Matt as well. I've been working on, working towards closing with Kensington. One of the things we have to do is kind of move some PIN numbers and property lines, because we're essentially selling a number of properties and they are buying one property. And the other thing that will be very helpful is about a little over a year ago, we had Avonmarsh put together a plat of dedication survey to record at the county, so that we have a lot of these property lines and easements all officially recorded at the county. The county's recorded individual properties, but never the entire right-of-way and the plat of that right-of-way. So with the work we're doing with Kensington, Avonmarsh is kind of cleaning that up, and we should have it finalized here within the next week or so. The one action I would request of the Redevelopment Commission would be to authorize the president of the Redevelopment Commission to sign the plat so that it can be recorded when it is finalized. Again, this is something that we kind of been working on, and really just make sure that we have everything recorded the way it needs to be at the county.
Hey, Brian, can I jump in here?
Absolutely, Bert.
So maybe I'll give a little backstory, because everything Nick said is correct, but we're missing one step in between. Good evening to the Redevelopment Commission. I wanted to kind of circle back to Laura. Brian, you will remember years back, and I'm going to guess it's probably 2 years ago now, that the Redevelopment Commission had an agreement with the Community Development Partnership, who owns a piece of the parcel, who owns a parcel that will be acquired by Kensington. The agreement at the time was that the Redevelopment Commission was going to make the CDP whole on their investment in that parcel. Again, the CDP was formed back in Lee Morris's administration in order to acquire a privately owned parcel that was needed to facilitate the future development of Newport Landing. Since then, we've had multiple developments that you all are very familiar with on the Kensington property. And so I was able to go back. Matt Hagenow attended the meeting with myself and Mayor Dermody. We were able to sit in front of the Community Development Partnership and ask that they consider writing off their investment in this property in order to ultimately facilitate the transaction with Kensington. In partnership with the Redevelopment Commission. I am pleased to say that they are willing and have voted in favor of doing so, which will be very important in as we try and close this deal and move forward with Kensington. So that takes us to Nick's comments. As part of that, the CDP directed or asked, I should say, Matt Hagenow to basically do whatever was necessary in order to make this happen, because we didn't have all those details, specifically combining those PIN numbers and dealing with the easement that NIPSCO requested on the property. And so we have worked through much of that. So I'm pleased to kind of let the Redevelopment Commission know that the CDP has voted to move forward. If you know any CDP members, I would ask that you thank them, because I think this is a very generous act by the CDP in order to make this deal a reality for us. And then maybe Matt can give us a quick update on the next few steps that have to occur. And then that will take us kind of up to date and to their IDEM submission.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you, Bert.
The status from my end of things is we are working through kind of final language on a development agreement. In the meantime, as Bert mentioned, the CDP has authorized the president of the CDP to sign whatever is necessary to make this happen. There's an easement that's in the process of being recorded for a NIPSCO pole that will be installed on the property. Once that easement is recorded, then I have in my possession a signed deed from the CDP to transfer its parcel to the redevelopment commission so that the combination of parcels can happen like Nick has described. Other than that, I think we're pretty well marching forward here to get this thing closed. The last word I had from Kensington's council was to try and get it closed in early April. And so we are working through title issues and trying to make that happen.
Very good. That's excellent. Any other comments, questions?
So we're not being asked to approve any money at this time. It's just to have the ability for him to sign.
The only, update, but then also the only thing we need is approval for the RDC president to sign, let a survey. And Matt, will we need signature on the quitclaim deed also?
No,
Or the receipt? No, okay,
no, it's ready to be recorded.
okay.
I guess
The plat survey authorization to have that signed so that we can record it.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion for that.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it, Damon.
A motion and a second. All in favor of me signing the plat? State by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Now we come to number 8, new business. Final bond issuance and appropriation resolution. Tom, would you like to introduce this?
Sure, thanks, Brian. I'll give you a brief introduction. What you have in front of you is the resolution for the RDC to issue bonds. You've seen this at the previous meeting. It's been approved by the Plan Commission and the City Council, and now we're at the stage where
Back to the RDC for final approval and execution. You've been provided proof of publication along with this documentation. I do need to let you know that there are blank spots on the resolution. Those are to remain blank until the bonds are issued. Those will be filled in and notarized. We do currently have one bank interest, and the credit of that bank has been approved, and that interest rate is at a rate of 2.40%, which is pretty similar to the F&C bond that was previously done. We also have Tom Pittman and Andrew Mauser on the Zoom call. So if there's any questions related to the resolution, those can be directed to either one of them.
This is the resolution we've already been through once. Correct?
yes, and maybe Andrew or maybe Tom or Matt can answer whether, I don't know that the whole document needs to be read, or you can just.
Can we do this by title only, Matt?
Fine with me, yes.
18 pages long. I don't want to burden my poor buddy JT to read 18 pages.
But if I may chime in, I don't have the agenda handy. Technically, there's supposed to be a formal hearing on the appropriation of the proceeds. Is that on the agenda?
It is.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
To Brian, at this point, with the notice and proof of publication, that we would open the public hearing. So with that, I'll leave it to you to do that, Brian.
Okay. Then we can go from there.
Thank you.
At this point, I'd like to open the public hearing. I have the time at 5:36 p.m. Public comment. Any public comment? I don't see too much public comment. I will close the public comment meeting at 5:36 p.m. Now we need to adopt the resolution. So I need a motion. I need a motion to do that. Matt?
Right, yeah, can you read it by title, at least? I know we've had a description of it, but let's read it by title.
Would you like to read the motion by title only?
I would like to make a motion for a resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission authorizing the issuance of bonds purpose of financing the cost of certain local public improvements in the city of LaPorte, Indiana, and paying the costs of issuing the bonds and appropriating the proceeds thereof.
Now I need a motion to adopt the resolution as presented by title only. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to adopt the resolution as presented by title only.
Do I have a second?
I will second it. This is
Very
Betsy.
good. I have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution as presented by title only. All in favor state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We have adopted the resolution. Number 9 on the agenda is this Etica Group Notice of Survey letter. I guess we even need to go through that, or should we?
I did have one other item.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, just on the agenda, there was a notice of survey provided to the redevelopment
Commission, because you own property along this route. It says it's part of a 35 HMA overlay project. This would, and as a DES number, so this is a federal aid project. This is typical for any time a route survey is completed. So it's just a notification, not anything to do, just letting the Redevelopment Commission know that there will be surveyor on the property to do some surveying. So
Good. Let them have that.
and then the other item I had on other business, we received last Friday, so it wasn't able to make it into the packet or onto the agenda. We did receive our EPA revolving loan fund sub-grant agreement from Indiana Brownfield. So as you all remember, we received a grant to do some of the kind of final cleanup at Newport Landing, but we were waiting until we could either kind of do the work ourselves or Brownfields ended up kind of taking it over. So we were given up to $500,000. That's what this grant is for, and it's to kind of finalize some of that cleanup that wasn't able to get done, primarily on the 2-acre parcel, removal of the material under the stockpiles. I have been reviewing this document. Like I said, it came in on Friday, and Matt Hagenow has been reviewing this document. So it's important that we keep things moving. So if everybody's comfortable getting up to $500,000 from IDEM, I would ask for authorization once legal review is complete for the RDC president to sign this grant agreement.
500,000?
Up to 500,000, yeah.
I think we need to move that forward.
Are there any strings attached or?
That's what we need to make sure, that there aren't any major strings attached. There shouldn't be. It should be pretty self-contained and standalone. So the money can only be spent in certain ways on certain types of projects, and we qualified for it. So our grant application, which I have here, it's just a merely, just a mere 85 pages front and back to get the money. This kind of covers exactly what we plan to do and what they plan to give the money for. So unless there's something glaring in here, which if legal review says, we need to pause on this, and we can bring it back. So we would need a motion for signature upon legal, yep.
I'll make a motion to provide a signature upon legal review.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second it. This is Betsy.
Motion and a second. All in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not every day you get up to 500,000 given to you.
Not every day.
Any other business? Tom, anything?
Nothing from my part, thank you.
Nick, you're okay?
I'm good.
Number 9, buddy. Or 10, I'm sorry.
I'd like to make a motion
To adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll
I will
second it.
second.
Everybody. I have a motion and a second. All in favor to adjourn by saying aye.
Bye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And